By the time I stepped outside, the leaves were on fire. Now, how they got that way is rather complicated, so I'd prefer not to tell you. But alas, when I introduce a story like that, it's hard to not tell you. So I'll start from the beginning. 30 minutes earlier, I stepped outside onto my front porch and was greeted by a chilly gust of autumn wind. I tightened my scarf and smiled to myself as I stepped out from under the porch and overlooked the many piles of colorful leaves placed in neat piles all around the front yard. The sun hid behind the clouds, and people taking early morning jogs were in sweatshirts and sweatpants, rather than their usual shirt and shorts. The weather had been nice lately, with high temperatures and lots of sunlight, but yesterday was when it started feeling like fall. Mom had made Sandy, Max, and I get out our winter clothes when we were supposed to be watching our end-of-night show. I walked briskly towards the mailbox, rubbing my hands together as I walked. I love getting the mail. I don't know why, it just brings me joy, especially when there's something for me inside. I opened the mailbox and peered inside. There was a small cluster of envelopes, but 3 in particular caught my attention. They were bright green envelopes, each addressed to one of the Sanderson kids. I grinned. Grandma was at it again. I grabbed the mail, stuffed it into my sweater pocket, and slammed the mailbox shut. I ran into our old Victorian house, leapt into the kitchen, and met up with the rest of the family. Mom was at the stove making bacon, her hazel hair pulled back into a loose ponytail. Max was sitting on top of the island, munching on an apple cider donut, talking with his mouth full to no one in particular. Sandy was sitting next to our breakfast table, rolling her eyes and running her fingers through her dirty blonde hair. I walked past Max and ruffled his curly brown hair as dropped the envelope addressed to him in his lap. "Hey," Max said, pushing me aside. "Cut it out. You got a letter, dummy," Sandy shrieked, jumping up from her chair. She'd been paying more attention than maximum. "Do I have one, Sarah?" "Yup." I tossed Sandy the note. She missed it, of course, and started to tear at mine. "Sarah," Mom started, frowning. "Who are those from?" "Grandma," Max answered before I could, using his teeth to open the envelope. "You gross," Sandy yelled, smacking Maximum. He hit her back over the head with his envelope. "Lay off." "Stop fighting, guys," Mom said softly. She peered over my shoulder. "What did she send you this time?" "The usual bunch of baloney," Max muttered, opening a Halloween card with a black cat in the front. "Love you, Maxie Pie, miss you. $10. Holy moly, I've hit the mother lode. $10. Sandy screamed, tossing her card aside and yanking out a $10 bill. "I'm rich." "Just $10? I murmured, mildly disappointed. "Sarah," Mom said, scolding me. I know, I'm sorry, I'm grateful, thanks Grandma," I said, yelling at the ceiling. Sandy raised an eyebrow. "So?" Max said, leaping off the island excitedly. "What to do with $10 whole?" "Save it," Mom suggested. "Spend it," I said at the exact same time. Mom frowned. "Mom, can I have a new Bitsy Barbie doll?" Sandy pleaded, shooting Mom a full dose of puppy eyes. Even I had to turn away. "Honey, I don't know if that's enough money," Mom said, biting her nail. "What?" Sandy erupted, appalled. "You're tellin' me that $10 can't pay for a Barbie? They must cost a fortune." "No, just $3 over," I snickered. Mom sighed. "Sandy, do not use that word in this household. It's rude and bad. Sarah, go to your room." "Maximum, where's Max?" I glanced around the room, then turned back to Mom, shrugging. "Probably out with Toby." "Like heck he's out with Tob OW. Don't use that word either." "Goodness, Sandy, who is telling you these words?" I smirked. "Probably another second grader." "Yeah, Barbara," Sandy said, sticking her tongue out. "Don't you wish you had a friend like Barbara?" "Actually, no. I'd really rather not," I said simply. Sandy's face slipped into a sad one. I winced. Ouch. Barbara? Sandy, have your father and I talked to you about her? Mom asked. Yeah. You said that you both don't like her, so I should hang out with Trish. But I don't think I should trust you. You broke up 2 days after you told me that. How about that? I bit my lip to keep from laughing. She's got a point. I squeaked. Mom was trying really hard to keep in her anger. Sarah, please go find your brother. Sandy, come with me to my room. We're gonna have a little talk. But mom. Sandy protested as Mom dragged her up the stairs. I rolled my eyes and opened the front door for the second time that day. Max? I called. No response. I yelled for him again. Max. Sarah? I jumped up. Toby and Max crawled out from behind our big bush, laughing their heads off, Toby holding a football in his hand. You totally fell for that. Max laughed, rolling around in the grass. I narrowed my eyes. Max Harold Sanderson. I said angrily. Wait, your middle name is Harold? Dude. Toby J. Just shut up. I said, forcing a smile. Toby blinked and went silent. Max, you gotta tell Mom when you're going outside. Y'all were talking about girl stuff and stuff, Barbies and whatever. I don't care. That doesn't change the fact that you didn't do what you were supposed to. Well, I got distracted. Max said desperately. With what? $10? Yes. That, and. Toby rang the doorbell. I did? Toby asked. I thought that you rang mine. You liar. I yelled at Max. Max shrugged and grabbed the football from Toby. I don't care, he said, angrily throwing the football. Yeah, but Mom did, so dash. Dude. Max yelled, jumping up and down. Tobe, did you see that? In the tree. Toby said, dumbfounded. Rad, man. Is this the 70s? Cut it out. I said, throwing my hands in the air. Sarah, did you see it? Max asked. See what? The football. It landed in the tree. The tree? That's what he said, right? I glared at Toby. He shut up. And exactly how did this ball end up in the tree? I threw it. Max said exasperatedly. How else? Well, get it down. Toby bellowed. That was my good football. Max grunted and trotted towards the tree, muttering curses under his breath. Toby and I waited for about 5 minutes before we heard Max's voice holler from inside the treetop somewhere. I found it. Toby started jumping up and down nervously. Throw it down. Hurry. What's the rush? I asked. Nunya. Throw it down. All right, all right. There was a silence. Max yelled. I can't see where I'm throwing it. It's fall, moron. I yelled back. Not all the leaves have fallen from this tree, Einstein. Max shot back. I sighed. Just throw the ball. Tally how? Max flung the ball out of the tree? But instead of hitting the ground, it crashed into a window. Oh my? Mother of God, Sandy, get some clothes on. My mouth dropped open and Toby giggled. The football had landed in Sandy's room. Max, you idiot. What the heck? Sandy's angry voice shrieked. I was trying to get the ball out of the tree. Max explained wearily. Yeah right, bozo. Sandy disappeared from the window. Max? I called up to the tree. Are you all right? My eyes have been scared, but yes, I'm fine. Max responded. I'm gonna start coming down. Okay. I'll see you, Jesus. Sandy, water ya, is that gas? Sandy had returned to her spot in her broken window, and was now emptying what appeared to be a propane tank onto the leaves of the tree. The gas formed a puddle on the driveway, leading into the grass. "Sandy!" I screamed, my heart skipping a beat. Toby watched in awe and horror. "Sandy, get down here this minute." I bolted to the front door, pushed it open, and thundered up the stairs as fast as I could. I threw open Sandy's bedroom door. "Stop right there, you." Sandy was nowhere in sight. Dang it. I sped back downstairs, heading back towards the front yard, afraid of what might greet me. I went onto the front porch just in time to catch Max leaping off the trunk of the tree, and Toby running for dear life. The leaves were on fire. The tree was on fire. The yard was on fire. Everything was on fire. Literal fire. I clenched my fists and managed to shout through gritted teeth. "Sandy!"